And good evening, wrestling fans. Welcome to Norfolk, Virginia at the Scope. The NWA presents the Great American Bash Tour, and our opening contest here in Norfolk will be an 8-man battle royal, with the winner going to Baltimore in 1 week's time to compete for $50,000. The participants in this battle royal are the Games Master Kevin Sullivan, the Russian Bear Ivan Koloff, the Latin Heartthrob Al Perez, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, Wildfire Tommy Rich, the Natural Dustin Rhodes, Ron Garvin, the Hands of Stone, and the Z-Man Tom Zenk. So fans, we thank you for tuning in to YouTube. I am your host, Gotmark76, and we will start off again with this 8-man battle royal. I'll do my best to call the action. And we have former tag team partners Wildfire Tommy Rich and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert going at it. Z-Man working over Ron Garvin in the upper corner. And the Russian Bear and the Games Master going at it. And Dustin Rhodes with that Perez. Oh, and Eddie Gilbert already eliminated. That was quick by Tommy Rich. Hot Stuff is not moving on tonight. And now Al Perez working over Dustin Rhodes in the corner. Tommy Rich sets his sights on another former NWA World Champion, Ron Garvin. And the Russian Bear going to work on the Games Master in the corner. Perez with an elbow to the side of the head of Dustin Rhodes. And the Z-Man and Ron Garvin going at it now. And now Dustin has Al Perez in the corner. Oh, and the Russian Bear threw out Kevin Sullivan. Kevin Sullivan will not make it to Baltimore, at least in the Battle Royal capacity. And now the Russian Bear working over Dustin Rhodes. So thus far, Hot Stuff, Eddie Gilbert, and the Games Master have been eliminated from this Battle Royal. And now the Russian Bear working over Dustin Rhodes. And Tommy Rich and Ron Garvin, two former world champions, going at it. And the Z-Man and the Latin Heartthrob Al Perez going at it. And a side headlock by Z-Man on Al Perez. And a headbutt by Ron Garvin takes Tommy Rich down. And Dustin Rhodes escapes the Russian Bear Ivan Koloff in the corner. Now Z-Man climbing to the top rope. Always dangerous here in the Battle Royal, allowing Al Perez to get back to his feet. And nails him with a chop across the head. And Tommy Rich and Z-Man working over Garvin. Now Z-Man turns his attention to Tommy Rich. And those two men have teamed in recent weeks here in the NWA. And Ron Garvin going at your former ally Al Perez. They were both members of Gary Hart's entourage. And now Z-Man has Wildfire Tommy Rich, who escapes. And a big forearm to the back of the Z-Man. One of these 6 men will make it to Baltimore to compete for $50,000 in an 8-man battle royal at that pay-per-view in 1 week's time. And now Tommy Rich stomping away on Dustin Rhodes. And Rhodes has Tommy Rich, rams him into the turnbuckle. Now a jab, trying to get Tommy up and over. Z-Man has Ron Garvin, up and over goes Garvin. Z-Man eliminates Ron Garvin, former world champion. And Dustin Rhodes trying to eliminate another former world champion. And Tommy Rich gets out of it. Meanwhile, another former world champion, Ivan Koloff, resting in the corner. He would be what I guess you would call the fifth wheel here, as the other four combatants are off in pairs. And Z-Man fighting for everything he can. Al Perez trying to get him up and over, and Z-Man fights out of it. And now Tommy Rich setting up Dustin Rhodes. A powerbomb type maneuver by Tommy Rich. And now Tommy Rich, Russian leg sweep on Ivan Koloff. The irony of a Russian leg sweep to a Russian. And up and over goes Al Perez. Z-Man eliminates the Latin Heartthrob. And now 4 men left. Oh, and the Russian Bear eliminated by Tommy Rich. 3 men left. And all 3 of these men can be considered fan favorites. But when you put $50,000 on the line, well, that changes people's attitudes. And Dustin Rhodes throws in the Z-Man and a stalemate. Dustin now has Z-Man into the corner. And a big right hand, but Z-Man retaliates with a right hand of his own. Dustin whips Z-Man into the opposite corner. And now going to work with a big left hand, a big right hand. A left hand again takes Z-Man down, and a kick to the midsection. Misses with a second kick, Z-Man up and out. And now Dustin trying to eliminate the Z-Man. Z-Man's fighting off with everything he can, pushing away Dustin. And Tommy Rich looks on. And decides to go after Z-Man himself. And Rich has Tom Zenk against the ropes, trying to throw the Z-Man over. And Z-Man goes over, and Tommy Rich is trying to kick him out. If Z-Man hits the floor, he'll be eliminated. And now Dustin Rhodes joins in. It's 2-on-1, and the Z-Man fights back with a kick to Dustin Rhodes' head and a punch to Tommy Rich's knee. And Rhodes staying on the Z-Man, but while he gets up, a knee to the head by Tommy Rich. Rich using his experience against these two young men, but no! His experience did not pay off there. He misses with a splash. Z-Man back to his feet. Sees that Tommy Rich is shaken up, but Rich hits a forearm. Misses with a clothesline. Does not miss with a backbreaker, and down goes the Z-Man. And Tommy Rich has the Z-Man with a big elbow to the head. Takes Z-Man down. Rich whips Z-Man into the corner. And a clothesline up and over goes Z-Man. And now it's down to two. Tommy Rich and Dustin Rhodes. And Rich has Dustin Rhodes against the ropes. Could he be eliminating him here? Kicks him in the midsection. Another kick in the midsection. A third kick in the midsection. A fourth kick, and Dustin falls into the ring. Rich with a Russian leg sweep on the natural. And Rhodes is in trouble. Tommy Rich picks him up head first. Big right hand, another right hand. Has Dustin Rhodes wheeling. And back, a belly to back suplex by Tommy Rich. And Dustin Rhodes is in trouble. Wildfire Tommy Rich in control. Picks up Dustin Rhodes. Leans him against the ropes. And a clothesline up and over. And Tommy Rich, the former world champion, makes his way to Baltimore to compete for $50,000. Here are some highlights from earlier in the contest. And Tommy Rich winning this battle royal. There's the eliminating Dustin Rhodes. And Tommy Rich has won himself a chance to compete for $50,000 at the Great American Bash pay-per-view next week in Baltimore. Fans, we have a loaded show for you tonight. The U.S. Tag Team Championship is on the line. The Freebirds defend against the Varsity Club. And our main event, Ricky Steamboat and Lex Luger will tango with Horsemen members Barry Windham and Ric Flair. Don't go away, fans. We have much more after this quick timeout. And fans, the next contest here at the Great American Bash in Norfolk, Virginia will be for the United States Tag Team Championship as the fabulous Freebirds defend against the Varsity Club of Steve Dr. Death Williams and Captain Mike Rotunda. It was earlier in the Bash Tour when the fabulous Freebirds defeated the Rock and Roll Express for the U.S. Tag Team Championships, who just a week prior had defeated the Midnight Express for the championship. So the U.S. Tag Team title kind of changing hands like a hot potato in recent weeks here in the NWA, and the Varsity Club have their eyes set on being the next team to win those belts. And here they come, fans, the opponents, the U.S. Tag Team Champions. Michael P.S. Hayes and Jimmy Jam Garvin, they have Bam Bam Gordy in their corner. The fabulous Freebirds. And it's going to be Steve Dr. Death Williams starting out against Michael P.S. Hayes. And again, the Varsity Club looking to become the latest tag team to win those title belts. And it's a belly-to-belly suplex. Up and over goes Hayes. And a fast start by Dr. Death. Dr. Death picks up Hayes. And whips him up and over. Oh, it was a clothesline. Took Hayes down. Thought it was going to throw him over the top rope. And Hayes is already groggy in the early going of this contest. Dr. Death up and a belly-to-back suplex on Michael P.S. Hayes. And Hayes is in trouble. And Dr. Death drops an elbow. It's been all Dr. Death in the early going of this contest. Now working the neck of Hayes, who's trying to get out. And does, because he got slammed by Dr. Death Steve Williams. And Hayes is in trouble. Now Dr. Death working the leg of Dr. Death, who again drops a leg across the throat of Michael P.S. Hayes. And Hayes is in very big trouble. Now Dr. Death working the arm. Garvin trying to cheer on his tag team partner. Now Dr. Death with a neck breaker. And Hayes trying to make a tag, and does. And here comes Garvin. Let's see if he has any better success. He does. A clothesline takes down Dr. Death, the knee to the gut. Another clothesline. And now Garvin in control. Wow, Michael Hayes had zero offense. Made the tag to Garvin. Now Garvin's taken over. Thus the momentum going in the face of the Freebirds. Oh, and a big takedown by Dr. Death. And Garvin goes down face first. And now Williams, a beautiful suplex on Garvin, takes him up and down. And Michael Hayes just now getting back to the apron. He was recovering on the outside. And now here's a body slam by Dr. Death, and Garvin is in trouble. And there's Gordy up on the apron trying to distract Steve Dr. Death Williams, who's allowing Jimmy Garvin to get back to his feet. And that distraction may have worked. And a tag, and here comes Rotundo. And now Rotundo working over the back of Jimmy Garvin. These two feuded recently for the World Television title, as Rotundo was TV champion, and Garvin was unable to win the title from him. And now Garvin makes a tag, and here comes Hayes. And Hayes, with a clothesline, already has more offense against Rotundo than he did against Steve Dr. Death Williams. Another clothesline takes Rotundo down. And now Rotundo's in trouble. A back and forth contest here for the U.S. Tag Team titles. We thank you for joining us here at the Scope in Norfolk, Virginia. And a backbreaker by Michael Hayes takes Rotundo down. Hayes climbing that second turnbuckle, allowing Rotundo to get back to his feet. Oh, and a big punch to the midsection by Dr. Death. And Michael Hayes falls off for the second turnbuckle. And now Rotundo back in control. Hayes whips Rotundo into the ropes, who knocks off Jimmy Garvin, but an elbow by Hayes nonetheless. And Garvin's okay, he's back on the apron. And now Hayes choking away at Mike Rotundo. And Garvin wisely seeking refuge on the other side of the corner after being knocked off the apron inadvertently by his tag team partner. He's tagged in, and a series of right hands across the head of Mike Rotundo. And the Freebirds are in control. Garvin picks up Rotundo, kick to the midsection, sets him up in a DDT, and this could be it. Garvin's not going for a pinfall. I don't agree with that maneuver. He nailed him with his finishing maneuver and didn't go for the pinfall. Now Garvin stomping away on the back of Rotundo. Is he going to let him tag Dr. Death in? That's a big mistake. And now Garvin working over the back of Captain Mike Rotundo, who did not make a tag to Dr. Death. Again, Garvin hit a DDT. He's used that to finish his matches. Did not go for the pinfall. And now Garvin with a single leg takedown, working the leg of Mike Rotundo. Stomping away on Mike Rotundo. And the Freebirds are in control. And again, stomping on the arm. And a kick to the midsection has Rotundo up. And a swinging neck breaker, a crossed over neck breaker of sorts. And now Garvin allowing Rotundo to get back up, who whips Garvin face first into the top turnbuckle. And now Rotundo with a comeback. Turns Garvin around, a knee to the midsection. And now Rotundo climbing the second turnbuckle. And he dives with an elbow, halfway across the ring. And Rotundo and the Varsity Club in control, tags in, and here comes Dr. Death. And Dr. Death, surveying the prone Jimmy Garvin, decides to drop a leg across the throat, and Garvin's in trouble. And now Dr. Death working the arm of Jimmy Jam, dragging him to the center of the ring. Actually, he's dragging him into the corner of the Freebirds. And going for a cover with his feet on the ropes, and Michael Hayes breaks it up by breaking up the legs off the ropes. And that got the attention of Dr. Death. And Michael Hayes wisely turns around, does not get caught in any mouth war with him. And now working the neck of Jimmy Garvin is one Dr. Death Steve Williams. And the Varsity Club has regained control in this U.S. Tag Team title match. And Dr. Death with a big punch blocked by Garvin, and a big left hand by Garvin. And now Dr. Death has Garvin take him over to his corner and rams his head into the turnbuckle a series of times. That's 10 times if I counted correctly, and down goes Garvin. And Dr. Death in the corner relaxing, but Garvin's coming back on the second turnbuckle, and a knee to the back, and Dr. Death's in trouble. Garvin now stomping away on the back of Dr. Death. Picks up Williams, and a kick to the back. And Williams in trouble as Garvin gloats. And now Garvin back in control. Picks up, and a DDT on Dr. Death. Picks up Dr. Death. Again, it's a DDT, the second one in this match. Does not go for the pinfall. And a big slam. And Dr. Death down. And now Garvin allowing Dr. Death to get back to his feet. What's he have in store? Picks him up. It could be that brain buster, and it is. And down goes Williams. And Garvin gonna drag Dr. Death to the center of the ring and possibly go for a cover. And he does. Referee's in position. 1, 2, and a kick out by Dr. Death. And maybe dragging him to his corner is what saved Dr. Death there. But Garvin staying on top, climbing that second turnbuckle. And Gordy throwing in a chair to the ring. The referee hasn't seen it yet. And a big shoulder block takedown by Garvin. And Dr. Death in trouble, needing a tag. And now Gordy getting the attention of the referee. Garvin tagging in Hayes. The referee distracted by that top turnbuckle by Terry Gordy. And the Freebirds in control. And Hayes with a knee to the back of the head. That could be it. Dr. Death's down. 1, 2. And I don't know if it was a kick out or a save, but the referee's down. Either way. And Hayes checking on the referee. He might be able to get away with one here. Whips Dr. Death into the turnbuckle. And Hayes, instead of going after Dr. Death, is dancing in the middle of the ring. The referee back to his feet. And Hayes has Dr. Death in a bulldog. And he nails him with it. And Dr. Death is in trouble. In desperate need of a tag. Hayes now choking out Dr. Death. Then Hayes picks up Dr. Death again. A kick to the midsection, setting him up. Could it be a DDT? And it's the third DDT of the match. Williams cannot possibly kick out of this. Hayes dragging Dr. Death to the center of the ring. And this has to be it. 3 DDTs on Dr. Death. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, and 3. The Freebirds retain for the United States Tag Team Championship. And fans, I'm impressed with how dominating the Freebirds were against against Steve Dr. Death Williams once he came in the match. And it started right there with that brainbuster, the bulldog, and Garvin hit 2 DDTs, and Hayes hit a third. And I guess a brainbuster, 3 DDTs, and a bulldog is enough to put anybody down. But they did so convincingly. And there are your winners, and still the U.S. Tag Team Champions, the fabulous Freebirds of Jimmy Jam Garvin and Michael P.S. Hayes. Fans, we have a main event coming up of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat teaming with the Total Package as they go against Barry Windham and Ric Flair. Do not go away. We have more Great American Bash action after this quick timeout. Welcome back, fans, to the Great American Bash in Norfolk, Virginia. The following contest was scheduled to be Terry Funk going against Dusty Rhodes in a lights-out bunkhouse match. However, it was just the other night when Terry Funk delivered a brutal chair shot by putting Dusty Rhodes' head between the flap and the back of the chair and stomping down, that sent Dusty Rhodes to the hospital. So the fans here at the Scope were given the chance for a refund, but many of them stuck around because Nikita Koloff, the superpower partner of Dusty Rhodes, has taken his place. Now this match will be a one-on-one regular normal match. No disqualifications, no countouts. A typical match with disqualifications on, countouts on. You can win, of course, many different ways. But this will be a quote-unquote regular match between Terry Funk and Nikita Koloff. And we have been hearing from the doctors and many of the fans and friends of Dusty Rhodes that he will be back in time for the pay-per-view in Baltimore next week. But his doctors ordered him to take off a few days to recover for that neck. And here he is making his way to the ring. He is a member of the Superpowers with Dusty Rhodes, and that is one Nikita Koloff. And fans, the styles between these two are so different that one wonders what this match will hold. And we want to find out. Too long, swinging neckbreaker by Terry Funk takes Nikita Koloff down. And now Funk has Nikita, and a big right hand takes Nikita down. And now Terry Funk choking away again. This is a standard match. So Terry Funk, if he chokes for longer than 5 seconds, could be disqualified. And now Funk working the arm of Nikita, the same arm that Nikita uses for the Russian sickle. So Gary Hart has done his studying here and has passed on information to his charge, Terry Funk. And now Funk picking up Nikita and a big forearm smash to the back. And now ramming Nikita the back of the head first to the mat. Now Nikita caught a kick and a beautiful takeover, and Funk now in trouble. And now Nikita hammering away on the back of Terry Funk, who whoops Nikita into the ropes. And a stalemate, shoulder block by Nikita Koloff. Nikita whoops Funk into the ropes. And a big elbow takes Funk down. And now Nikita gaining momentum, working the arm of Funk. Payback for earlier in the match. And now Nikita picking up Funk. Has him in a front face lock, picks him up for a suplex, up and over goes Funk. And Funk's in trouble. Now Nikita climbing to that second turnbuckle, daring Funk to get back to his feet. Funk does, and a big kick by Nikita sends Funk reeling. A double axe handle takes him down. And now Nikita's in control. I spoke too soon. Shoulder block by Terry Funk. Takes Nikita down. And stomping away on the midsection is Terry Funk. Dropping a knee to the back now of Nikita. And a back and forth contest in the early going of this matchup. Fans, and Funk whoops Nikita into the turnbuckle. And follows with a big shot to the midsection. And now Funk with a running knee across the face of Nikita. This match could have implications on the pay-per-view in Baltimore. And now Funk has him in a step over toe hold. Will Nikita submit? Nikita. Gary Hart thinks so, but Nikita's not giving up. And is able to get out somehow. And Funk allowing Nikita to somehow get back to his feet. And Funk's gonna nail Nikita with a power driver. He has him up. Turns and spins, drops down. Nikita's in trouble. Funk going for the cover, and that should be it. 1, 2, and 3. And Terry Funk getting more and more momentum heading into that big match with Dusty Rhodes next week at the Great American Bash as it makes its way to Baltimore. And this match back and forth in the early going, but Funk does too much for Nikita Koloff. And now one has to wonder if the implications of this match, if Nikita Koloff's neck is hurt, that would affect his World Tag Team title match as he and Sting challenge Tully and Arn for the tag team titles. Fans, stay tuned to World Championship Wrestling for an update. Our main event is next. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, the World Heavyweight Champion, teams up with the U.S. Champion, the Total Package, Lex Luger, and they go against Barry Windham and the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Fans, do not go away. More Great American Bash action after this quick timeout. And fans, here is the main event of the evening. It will be a Tornado Tag Team Elimination match as Horsemen members Barry Windham and Ric Flair go against the U.S. Heavyweight Champion Lex Luger and the World Heavyweight Champion Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Now, JJ Dillon will not be at ringside for the Horsemen. That was a decision made by Ric Flair, and Barry Windham didn't seem too happy about it, but I guess in order to keep the peace, Windham is going along. Now, it all started in New Orleans when JJ Dillon prevented Ric Flair from getting back into the ring and losing the match to Ricky Steamboat by countout. It was one of his few rematches since losing the world title. While Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson, and Barry Windham have had no issue with JJ Dillon, it has caused a little bit of an inner turmoil between the Horsemen as Ric Flair wants JJ Dillon to stay out and stay in the back dressing room, in the locker room area. Does not want JJ Dillon out accompanying him to the ring. So we will see how this plays out during this Texas Tornado Tag Team Elimination match. And of course, next week in Baltimore, it will be Lex Luger defending the U.S. title against Barry Windham and Ricky Steamboat defending the world title against Nature Boy Ric Flair. And here he is making his way to the ring, Barry Windham. And again, he was not happy that JJ Dillon is not in his corner. And the fans here in the Scope in Norfolk, Virginia, giving Windham a piece of their mind as Windham climbs up to the ring. Odd that he will not be going to the ring with his tag team partner Ric Flair. Not really a sign of unity, if you ask me. The Horsemen have a little bit of issues going on here, and they will do everything they can, of course, to work it out. And there he is, Ric Flair following suit in the ring. And there he is making his way to the ring, the U.S. Heavyweight Champion, the Total Package, Lex Luger. Luger able to hold on to that U.S. title throughout the Great American Bash Tour. And of course, we are awaiting the arrival of the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And here he is, fans, making his way to the ring. And Ricky the Dragon Steamboat has been a fighting champion, defending that world title all over the country here during the Great American Bash. Mostly against Ric Flair and other Horsemen members. But he's been a fighting champion nonetheless. And next week in Baltimore, it will be 2 out of 3 falls against the Nature Boy. And that card can be seen. Call your local cable company or watch it on YouTube free of charge at Gotmark76. And fans, we are set to go with this contest. The announcer concluding the introductions, and away we go. And again, all 4 men will be in the ring at the same time. Fans, This ought to be a good one. It will be a Texas Tornado elimination match, and a belly-to-belly suplex by Luger has Windham up and over, and Steamboat now working over Flair. And now Luger takes down Windham, and Steamboat missing a splash off the second turnbuckle on Flair. And now Flair gaining control with a big forearm to the back of Steamboat. A Russian leg sweep by the Nature Boy takes Steamboat up and down. And now Luger with a front face lock on Barry Windham, setting him up for a suplex. He's up and down. And that inadvertently broke up the single leg crab that Flair had on Steamboat. So this is a Texas Tornado elimination match. The only way to win is to eliminate both of your opponents in the contest. Now, disqualifications are on, so a disqualification will hurt your team. Count out, same. And now Flair with a big forearm to the back of Steamboat, and Steamboat making a comeback. Windham now working over the neck of Luger. And Steamboat picks up Flair and snake eyes across the top turnbuckle. And Steamboat in control. Now Luger really hurting his head, holding his head, must be hurt, and Windham takes off the top turnbuckle pad. We've seen this from Barry Windham and other Horsemen members in recent weeks. At Wrestle War, at the Clash of Champions, and all throughout the Great American Bash, that top exposed turnbuckle has come into play. And now Luger sliding on the outside, Windham following. The referee staying with the action on the inside, let those two go at it on the outside. And now a big takeover, stomping away by Steamboat. Windham stomping away on Luger. Steamboat whips Flair into the ropes, goes for the elbow, but Flair blocked it. Steamboat whipping Flair into the ropes again, and this time he nails the elbow. And now Windham working over Luger with a knee to the head. And Windham has Luger in trouble on the outside. Steamboat drops the fist on Flair's forehead. Obviously, the team that secures the first victory, the first pinfall or count-out or disqualification, will go up 2-0. And that could be very, very decisive in who wins this matchup. And now Steamboat working over Flair. Has Flair in a sleeper hold. Can Flair escape the sleeper hold? Flair's fighting it for everything he can. Flair's trying to get out of the sleeper. Can he get out? Has Steamboat. Steamboat lets him go. And Luger now working on Windham. Throws him face first into the ring post. Steamboat's up. Luger wants Windham into the ring post again. Steamboat allowing Flair to get back to his feet. Could it be that crossbody? And it is, but he misses him. He caught Flair, did not get the full extension. And Steamboat knowingly stays on top of Flair, has a headlock on Flair. And a big clothesline by Luger takes Windham down. Luger flexing to the fans. The Horsemen are in trouble. And of course it was Flair's decision not to have JJ Dillon at ringside. And that may come back and haunt them. A belly-to-back suplex by Steamboat, up and over goes Flair. And Luger has Windham in the torture rack. Is Windham going to submit? Windham's trying to fight out of it. And he does, he submits. And that leaves Luger and Steamboat against Flair. And now Luger stomping away on Flair. A big double axe handle. Flair trying to make a comeback. And Steamboat with a beautiful head scissors takes Flair up and over. Steamboat now climbing the top rope. Flair's in trouble. And drops him with a splash that inadvertently caught Luger. Luger now setting Flair in the middle of the ring. Stomps a leg in the midsection and Flair is in trouble. Flair picked up the shoulders of Luger. And a guillotine over the top rope. And I don't see how this is going to end well for Flair. Luger now working the leg of the Nature Boy, up and over. And Luger stomping away on Flair. Drops the elbow. He's going to go for the cover. This could be it. 1, 2, and a kick out by Flair. And Steamboat, knowing that Luger has Flair in control, catering to the fans in the ringside. Luger stomping away on Flair. And now working the back of Flair. Luger picks up Flair. Could it be? Oh, a big clothesline takes Flair down. Luger picking up Flair. Can we see the torture rack here? And we do. Flair is up in the torture rack. And Flair fighting it for everything he can. And he gives up. And Luger made both men submit to the torture rack. And Lex Luger and Ricky Steamboat have all the momentum heading into the Great American Bash in Baltimore next week. Oh man, and what does that say again? That JJ Dillon was not at ringside for the Horsemen. And that was Ric Flair's call, because JJ is here tonight. Fans, when Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson, and Barry Windham have no problem with JJ Dillon, but your leader, the Nature Boy, does, one has to wonder how much pull Ric Flair will have in the Horsemen much longer. And here are some highlights as Luger made both Barry Windham and Ric Flair submit to that torture rack. Fans, they have all the momentum heading into next week in Baltimore, Maryland. But before we get there, the NWA will make their return to Philadelphia at the Civic Center. That, fans, is coming up this weekend. Stay tuned. We thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Gotmark76, and we'll see you at the matches in Philadelphia. Good night, everybody.